Good evening and welcome. On the news tonight, 24th Conference of Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials opens in Lagos with a call on Nigerian women to play active roles in rich communities. Federal government unveils 100 million naira artificial intelligence fund for startups towards boosting technology. Coalition of Good Governance calls for increased clamor for national development, urges Nigerians to stop plots against democracy through divisive tactics. And on the foreign scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump and incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris hold first debate. We'll bring you details in a moment. Please stay with us. Thank you for joining us. I am Adetola Kayode. You're welcome. Women have been charged to take the forefront in societal development by showing leadership in all endeavors, as they have the capacity and ability to impact and enrich communities at all levels. Governors Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State presented this at the 24th National Women's Conference put together by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials Council. I have details in this report. Women from all walks of life from the nooks and crannies of Lagos and Nigeria are here gathered for another edition of the National Women's Conference, the 24th in its series, put together by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials Council, giving a breakdown of some of the life-changing projects embarked upon by the committee. The First Lady, Bijoke Sanwo-Olu, enjoined women to live for others and not just themselves, as women are a moving phenomenon which the world is privileged to have at this time.
We must do away with the arrival mentality. Don't be selfish. Never be tempted to live for you, yourself, and your family alone. It's not just about you. Even if you think you have arrived, there's still a lot more to achieve for our communities.
The special guest of honor and governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umo Eno, who was represented by his deputy, gave kudos to council for adding value to women and contributing to other gender-friendly policies in Lagos, charging them to break more glass ceilings and work towards harnessing their full potential. Governor Eno also made a donation of 50 million naira to council's project.
Thank you for the kind invitation extended to me to be part of this conference, which from what I have seen is not just an ordinary conference, but a confluence of cerebral minds coming together to expand the frontiers of development, especially in the home front.
For the host, governor and grand patron of council, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, this year's conference is another call to action for women to break free from the constraints holding them back from holding leadership positions. They should rather channel their energy positively for their personal, state, and national growth.
Women have always been a forefront of progress. Women have always been a forefront of development. I believe this conference is an evidence of your unwavering commitment to driving positive change in our society. When you give a woman a chance, they do not only change family, they change nations, they change communities, they change life. And that's what we are. And that's what you are. That's what council stands for. Our communities need you. Our communities deserve you. Our communities would be better if women like you strive to empower others, fully take charge, and take not only the home front, but also the societal front, the workplaces, and show leadership at all of these places. Show leadership in your offices, in your communities, in your churches, in your mosque, in your market area, in every sphere of endeavor. Show the leadership that women are known for.
One of the high points of the event is the award of Inspirational Woman of the Year on the Special Advisor to the President and former Deputy Governor of Lagos, Adejoke Orelokwe Adefolire. The theme for this year's conference is Soar Beyond Boundaries, Enrich Communities. Adetola Kayode, LTV News. And the federal government has unveiled a 100 million naira artificial intelligence fund in collaboration with Google. Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, while speaking at the Global Inclusivity and Artificial Intelligence Africa Conference, said the fund will be disbursed to startups from October. Correspondent Omomi Okeo reports.
As technology evolves, the main conversation around the world is the deployment of artificial intelligence, also known as AI. The conversation here is while AI has significant potential to transform the world and people's lives, it however comes with real risks of harm to the people and the planet. This gathering of government officials and private sector from Nigeria, other African countries, and the United States at the Global Inclusivity and AI African Conference is to have talks on the role of government in ensuring inclusiveness and responsible deployment.
For us, inclusivity in artificial intelligence is not just in its development, but also it's about ensuring that every Nigerian, but also Africans, regardless of their location, socioeconomic background, age, or gender, has access to the opportunities that AI offers. To achieve this, for those who are following our work, you probably noticed that we've been investing in the largest technology talent accelerator in the world to ensure that our teeming young population is positioned to join the global workforce for technology.
AI can also play a significant role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals in Africa, offering solutions to some of the most pressing challenges of today.
The federal government also unveils the 100 million naira artificial intelligence fund in collaboration with Google to support startups in Nigeria.
It's important that we not only promote the use, but we also support those who want to build locally to be able to build. So the fund from Google is going to start first by funding 10 innovative ideas to build the technology solutions that will put into use artificial intelligence to help in critical sectors in the country.
We need to make sure there's data that's specific to the healthcare problems of the society or region or issue that we're dealing with. And then, of course, we'll need to have the kinds of applications to take that data, built on the infrastructure, to design the kind of precision medicine or the precision care that we would need.
This is a bill that has gone through first reading, the National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill. And what that seeks to do is to mandate government organizations, particularly federal government agencies, to digitize. When they digitize, it means that a number of things that have been done manually will now be automated. Automation means that we're going to have data. And when you have data, you can train machine learning to have artificial intelligence.
NASA has launched an SPV to deploy 90,000 kilometers of fiber optics to boost our connectivity. So to complement that, last month, we also launched a white paper on migration to IPv6 because fiber is one thing, but you need to have the protocol, the internet protocol that will help us to achieve that connectivity.
The two-day conference also features panel sessions on strategies, opportunities, challenges, and using AI as a catalyst for sustainable development in health, agriculture, business, commerce, and national security. Omomi Okeo, LTV News.
And still staying with international relations, the Chinese Consul General in Lagos, Yang Yuqing, has reiterated China's commitment to supporting Nigeria's infrastructural development in sectors such as transportation, ports, and free trade zones for the West African country to achieve integrated development and connectivity. She said the recent visit of President Bola Tinubu to China will strengthen strategic cooperation and consolidate mutual trust between the two countries. Olatunde Yusuf has details in this report.
For over 53 years, China and Nigeria relations have expanded, growing bilateral trade and strategic cooperation that transcends beyond trading and export partners only. Here, the Chinese Consulate General called this gathering to reflect on Nigeria-China partnership, what has been achieved so far, what lies ahead, and importantly, the outcome of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, Beijing Action Plan of 2025 to 2027.
We discuss about the future. Yes, how could we do? Yes, for the development of Nigeria, of Lagos, of the Africa. So we focus the infrastructure, the green development, the e-commerce, or the vocational education, the finance, the industrialization.
The Chinese Consul General says President Bola Tinubu's visit to China has further enhanced comprehensive strategic and cooperative partnership, building a high-level China-Nigeria community with a shared future.
So, and during their meeting, they witnessed for signing several very important outcome documents that include promoting the Belt Road Initiative projects in Nigeria, and also about development, sustainable green development, or some media cooperation, and the export Nigeria agricultural products to Chinese market, and so on.
The visit of our president to China is resetting the relationship between two countries at a much higher level. If you look at the agreements that were signed, they are defining in various ways, whether it is the Green Line project, whether it is Brass Industrial Park, whether it is the completion of the railways all the way to Kano. These are projects that are massive economic drivers, because a lot of economic activities will unfold from these projects. So I think we expect to see some very significant major economic developments that will be triggered by the various agreements that were signed in these few days in FOCAC.
Based on new positioning, new goal, and new initiative, the Beijing Summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation would propel a new dynamic for China-Nigeria relations to consolidate on mutual trust, expand cooperation, and strengthen coordination. Olatunde Yusuf, LTV News.
The Minister of Tourism, Lola Adejan, has asked Nigerians to support the nation's vast cultural heritage to preserve culture and create wealth. She said this at the 2024 King Kosoko Memorial Lecture held at the Glover Hall, Lagos Island. Correspondent Omomi Okeowo reports.
Nigeria's tourism sector, according to the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics in 2022, contributed about 6% to the nation's gross domestic product, with over 1.6 million international visitors. To fully utilize this sector and propagate the life and times of the former Oba of Lagos, King Kosoko, the family of the late monarch held this memorial lecture with the theme, The Lagos Economy in the Era of King Kosoko, A Tale of Prosperity and the Decline. Oloja-elect of Lagos, Prince Abiola Kosoko, while welcoming federal and state government officials, historians, and other participants, says it is important to have this type of conversations so that Nigeria can learn from its past to project its future.
Let us come together to celebrate King Kosoko enduring impact on Lagos and exploring the lesson of his era as a guide to the future. It is under this directive of the councils of the heads of the King Kosoko royal family that I make this opening representation.
Minister of Tourism, Lola Adegeorge, also highlights the federal government's resolve to ensure that the sector remains viable and profitable, taking a cue from the King Kosoko legacy.
Lagos is about resilience, it's about commerce, it's about the right kind of people, and is not so much different from before, you know, and it shows a lot of promise.
Learned a lot about the history of Lagos. I do hope that many more Lagosians will write about their ancestors, about our history, so that we can continue to enlighten the populace, Nigerians, and the world about the achievement of our ancestors, who were very fastidious, who left lasting legacies for us to emulate, and their contribution towards the modern day Nigeria.
King Kosoko, his legacies, and we're proud to be part of that history. Yes.
So what would you like to tell the Lagosians and even the plan at one of the...
Well, we should, all I need to say is we should live as brothers and sisters, live in peace and harmony. We don't have any country apart from Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country.
Another highlight of the program was a book launch with the title King Kosoko, His Life, His People and His Settlements, written by the Oloja-elect Prince Abiola Kosoko. The late King Kosoko was the Oba of Lagos between 1845 and 1851. Omomi Okewu, LTV News.
You're still watching the news on Lagos Television. Still ahead. Abuja residents seek urgent government intervention as increased prices of fuel bites harder on their well-being. That's in BBC News. Stay with us.
Soar beyond boundaries and rich communities. The largest gathering of women changing history. It's the 2024 National Women's Conference, organized by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, CALSO, with the theme Soar Beyond Boundaries and Rich Communities. Starting from Tuesday, 10 September to Wednesday, 11 September 2024 at the Convention Center, Eco Hotel and Suite Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 9 a.m. daily. Renowned speakers will include Dr. Oluwatomi Adeyemi, Mrs. Temitope Okunu, Professor Rotimi Koka, and Honorable Mrs. Opeyemi Akindele, among others, who will be sharing the wealth of experience on various topics on how to prevent and manage communicable diseases, transformative social welfare, and boy-child development, among others. Special guest of honor, opening ceremony, His Excellency Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State. Special guest for the closing ceremony, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. And special guest gracing the gala night, His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State. Yes, there will be a gala night with mouth-watering prizes to be won. Conference fee is 120,000 naira for physical participants and 30,000 naira for virtual attendees. Physical stores are available. Come join us at the 2024 National Women's Conference as we inspire, empower, and soar beyond boundaries together. For more information, please visit our website www.calso2024nwc.org. Announcer, Chairman CALSO, Convener NWC, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Sanwo-Olu, Vice Chairman CALSO and Co-Convener NWC, Chief Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, Chairperson of the 2024 NWC, Professor Olufunke Adiyeyi.
Thanks for staying with us. The Coalition for Good Governance has called for increased clamor for national development, urging Nigerians to stop the plot against democracy. This is coming at a news briefing held on the State of the Nation. Correspondent Omololu Rosanwo reports.
The present state of the nation informs this press conference by these civil society groups under the aegis of Coalition for Good Governance.
The attempts by certain actors to undermine democratic institutions and national security under the guise of opportunistic political maneuvering cannot be ignored.
The group is resolute on the defense of democracy, but worried about the rising socioeconomic challenges facing the nation.
Nigeria is blessed as the 15th largest producer of crude oil globally and the largest in Africa. Yet, due to mismanagement, corruption, and sabotage, our daily crude oil production has dwindled.
To this end, it wants the Dangote refinery to be categorical on how much it would sell petrol per litre to Nigerians rather than waiting on the NNPCL.
We are concerned by the lack of transparency regarding the refinery's cost of production of PMS per litre. Nigerians deserve to know the true cost of this crucial product to ensure fair pricing, transparency, and accountability.
We've been dealing with these fuel shortages since 1976. In fact, as a matter of fact, a commission of inquiry was set up in 1976 to find out the causes of petroleum product shortage. You are not looking at that. As if Bola Tinubu is responsible for these shortages. Or was it Buhari or APC that is responsible for these shortages? No, it's a problem that we've been dealing with since 1976 to date. And we are saying that it's a national shame that we can't solve that single problem.
The arrest and quizzing of NLC President Joe Ajaero also came to the fore. They want the NLC scribe to stay away from partisan politics while advising security agencies to also be more professional.
We urge the Nigerian police force not to succumb to the campaign of blackmail and calumny against it, but to remain steadfast and professional in the discharge of its statutory duty to maintain law and order.
Section 64 of the Petroleum Industry Act speaks to energy security, and expectations are high on the need to encourage local production of petroleum products. Omololu Rosanwo, LTV News.
And as Nigerians come to grip with the growing impact of the new pump price of petrol, residents of the Federal Capital Territory are calling on the federal government to reverse the recent increase, as this has really impacted negatively on their living standard. Since the announcement of fuel hike between 897 to 1,000 naira per litre, depending on the marketer. Our crew in the FCT reports the less vehicular and human movement are in the city center, with the heavy traffic congestion missing in most parts of the territory. Our correspondent observed that major roads in Abuja, like the Outer Southern Expressway, Lugbe Airport